What does a K-pop girl group need to succeed? Being sweet and nice, power and hard work, as well as talent and good looks. But what else is missing for the recipe of success? I mean, we know that talents and good looks aren't always enough to succeed. Other huge factors are some good marketing strategies of the company, as well as some well thought out concepts. Like in my videos before, I will talk about some concept ideas that I have for one last time, and this time for girl groups only. This includes little story ideas, a few lyrics, style options, something that could make the concept a little bit special, and also group and sound suggestions, what should give a vague idea of the vibe of the song. And of course, you are very welcome to add some more to it. So now to the concepts that I want to talk about today, which I think could fit well with some of the current trends. First, we have a mermaid concept, then a fairy, even wings inspired one, and lastly something that I call powerful and strong anime girls. Might not sound too creative on you at first, but let's see. Concept: mermaids. I thought about a mermaid concept first when G-Friend released Mago, which I will talk about more in detail in a few seconds. Then IVE had a mermaid styling in their recent Golden Disc Award stage, which I found very pretty, but at the same time I thought you could do a bit more with that. So here is my idea. Back when Mago came out, I was quite obsessed with it and thought it had some magic touch to it, and I got this idea that the performances would look even better if it had a more magical styling. And here, mermaids came into my mind. One of the great things of listening to songs where you don't understand the language of is that I can sometimes imagine what the lyrics are about simply through the vibe. Oh, well, I kind of make up my own lyrics, but it's okay for me. So for this one, I thought it has something a bit yearning and desperate, and so I thought the music style would fit the story of the little mermaid who hopelessly falls in love and has the dream of becoming human. And for her dream, she's ready to sacrifice a lot, but at the end, sadly, her sacrifices aren't enough to fulfill her dream. And as sad as this is, I think this can be applied to a lot of cases in our lives. A lot of us fall in love with something like a hobby, which we would love to be good at or even have a career in, but sadly the time and effort we put in and the sacrifices we make don't guarantee our success. And I think this is something idols and idol trainees know too well. So in conclusion, the story would be a mixture of The Little Mermaid and failed dreams, which actually sounds very sad, but at the end the mermaid isn't really regretting the choices she has made because she spent her time with something or someone she has truly loved. Fitting to the bit more tragic vibe, the whole concept style would lean towards a bit darker mood, but also have some pretty or magical elements in it. I could also picture an underwater photo shoot or the typical Ariel-inspired stone and moon picture, but we could give it a little twist with either more modern clothes, glitter stones, body paint, and so on. And here I go a bit more into the style. I see some long wavy hair, maybe dark green, blue or purple. For performances, a mermaid tail would be a bit unpractical, so you could either take dresses like IVE or lots of sequins, shimmer, wavy or tight dresses, beautiful makeup, body paint, and lots of accessories. And I also tried to come up with something special for this concept, and here I thought of an album which looks like a shell, nearly like a makeup box, or shells with music like a music box. Then things like the tracklist could have some moving water in it or also play some music box sound, and topic sound, the song itself is still left. So now back to the lyrics. Okay, I won't show you full song text here because I'm not a professional in that, but here I would combine the topics love, dreams, and singing, fitting to idols and The Little Mermaid. So the beginning would be like, with the first sound of you, I fell in love, and I knew you were my dream. Expressing falling in love with music or with the voice of a person. Then the middle part would express a bit of sadness and frustration about the love not reaching something or someone as the mermaid is voiceless. Here I go with some repeated phrases starting with can't you hear how much I want you? Can't you hear what I want to tell you? can't you hear my desperation? And the end would be a connection to the beginning, but also a reference to the end of The Little Mermaid and a failed dream. The melody I dreamed of doesn't seem to become reality. I gave you my all, it wasn't enough. I wonder, am I crazy? There aren't any tears falling, but the corners of my lips are lifting. To sing for you was like a dream. You were my dream. You still are, even when I disappear. So that's for the lyric part. I have some little extras. For example, you could name the song after the original Danish version. Den lille havre. I hope I pronounced it right, otherwise I will just play the Google Translate version.
Den lille havfrue.
And topic Google Translate. You know, a lot of K-pop songs often have these repetitive words in it, and so here I googled the Danish translation for the word mute, which is stum. I hope I pronounced it right. I would incorporate this as well. And lastly, back to my shell music box idea, I think it would be nice to have some wave sounds or maybe also music box melody or some siren calls in the song itself as well. Yeah, next thing for me now is to learn how to create a full song, so next time I can show you a full version to this. As I said, Margot was my main sound inspiration for this and is therefore the best fit for me. Other K-pop songs which I think could fit here well are Parapipam by Sunmi, Gotta Go by Chonha, Wa by G-idol, Closer by Oh My Girl, Star by Luna, aespa, Lucid Dream, Taeyeon by NU, and something a bit more upbeat, You and Me from Jennie. Groups or soloists I could see in this are The Seraphim, Oh My Girl, From S9 or Kwon Eunbi, and for each the style could differ a bit. Concept: fairies. The first group I think of while talking about fairies is Oh My Girl. They had a very beautiful fairy-like concept for a while, but the concepts that I want to talk about now are a bit more extravagant. One is inspired by the Wings Club, a bit cool and maybe even sexy superhero-like fairies who are like fashionistas in a future-like magic world. Everything could be a bit over the top. The makeup, the hair, the music video story. A bit like in Wings, you get one or various fairies bringing the normal girl into the magic world, showing her this world, but then helping her finding her style, finding out what she likes, what she's good at, helping her to gain some confidence. And that's what the concept would be about. Being more confident, girls hyping up girls, friendship, helping each other grow and cheering each other on. For the songs, I have some different sounds in my head. Some are more like the trendy, popular mid-tempo songs you could play in shopping malls, like Generation by Triple S, Perfect Night by Le Seraphim, this little part of NMIXX Sonar, which I really like, then You Are, Selfish, New Jeans, Hype Boy or Attention, and XG, Shooting Star. Or some classic girly pop like something from Twice, Neon's Pop, old K-pop like You Go Girl from Yori, or pop songs like from Little Mix like Magic. I think a concept like this would be perfect for IVE or Le Seraphim, New Jeans, Weekly, Triple S, or personally I also always thought that Kepler would suit some pop sound as well. To name something special for this concept, I thought like the teaser or timelines and concept pictures could be a mixture of fashion, makeup and fairies. The album could look like a fancy makeup box with the fairy style incorporated as well. And the teasers could maybe also be in a beauty vlog style, and maybe let's also bring back some GIFs with a bit of magic. And something else I thought of. Does anyone remember these online games from My Scene or Polly Pocket? Maybe you could even create an entire game for the group, like with styling them or something like that. Or just use this kind of concept for teasers and something as well. The other fairy version I have is extravagant in a different, maybe more elegant kind of way. Have you ever seen these beautiful art pieces where dresses are made of flower petals? I would like to see some flower fairies, and I want them to be very beautiful flower fairies. Not only dresses which look like flowers, but for example, with the use of body paint, you could paint beautiful flower tendrils on legs, arms, and even a bit of it on the face. The face could have even some musical-like makeup and not your standard idol makeup, and probably also not something that I try to create here on my face. So the topic about this concept would be about flowers and blooming, and there are two quotes coming into my head while thinking about this topic. The first one is from Mulan. The flower that blooms in adversity is the most beautiful flower of all. And the other one is something I once read, but sadly I don't know who said it, but it was something like, some people bloom in their 20s, some in their 30s, some in their 40s, 50s, 60s or later. And I think that these quotes fit the concept very well, because these flower fairies bloom, or more like come to life in the midst of a drought at a very miserable point in their lives. Like you could even say when their lives are at the lowest, but then they decide to actively take control over their lives, live in a way they want, make use of their potential and grow into bigger persons. And with the growth, or more like the change in themselves, their perception of the world changes as well. Before, the world looked very dark to them, but now it looks very bright, friendly and colorful. So maybe you could even say they started to bloom and turned the world around them into a flower garden as well. Songs: Hush by Everglow, I really love that one. The Fifth Season by Oh My Girl. Loving Me by 50/50. Playing with Fire by Blackpink. And I could imagine all of these songs a bit more classical, musical-like. Groups, maybe Red Velvet, IVE, and Oh My Girl. Okay, here I have something about the album design again. I'm not quite sure if it's possible, but I thought it would be really cool to have like an opening flower as an album box. A closed flower or blossom. And then you push a button and then it opens up and everything else comes out. In my imagination it looks good, and maybe you could also have like opening dresses, and especially you could use that for the teasers, like either opening flowers or like bright opening dresses and moving teasers. You could also incorporate the birth flowers, which are very popular in the K-pop scene, and then also holding some flower events. Last concept, anime girls. The last one is actually just something fun and also more like a quite short idea. Something I would love is a tough 90s, 2000s anime girls crossover where the visual style, fashion and makeup, or maybe also music style, is inspired by some iconic anime girls. It's a concept about girls who are really strong, independent, and yeah, don't really need a man. Is this really new? Not completely. I mean, we already had badass girls during the girl crush time. And here I also have to say that I don't want this to be a concept which is like, I am better than you, talking about toxic relationships or putting someone down. I simply want this to be about women being strong. And I want to see different kinds of strong women. I mean, something like this could even be cute if you want, as being cute doesn't mean that you aren't strong or independent. If you look at characters like Tsunade, Android 18, Ran, Misaki, or even Toru, whether they are on their own or they have someone they love, they are all strong in their own kind of way and are also doing very well on their own. So here I want to show something like, hey, I am great on my own. I am my own heroine. No need to save me, I can save myself. For the sound, I also have two completely different ideas. One is a bit stronger and sexier, like Up and Down from EXID, Bad Girl, Good Girl from Miss A. Or something like Next Level. Anti-Fragile, Anti-Fragile, Anti-Fragile. Or Bumbaya. Or something completely else would be the anime OST style from the 2000s and 90s. Groups I could imagine doing something like this are ITZY, NMIXX, LE SSERAFIM, aespa, and (G)I-DLE. Some probably more in a fun way, some more in a tough way. And something that I would find very nice to see here is if the members would be drawn in that old anime style, like similar to what Jennie had for her You and Me album cover. I think you could use that for teasers, the music video, or what I think would be a very great money idea is making a lot of merchandise out of it. A lot of groups nowadays have their own little plushie version, which I think is really cute, but having your own anime version would be a bit different, and so you could have little figures or, well, print it on hoodies or something like that. Yeah, I think that's it. So that's it. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and found it a little bit interesting. Like I said, I think this is gonna be my last concept video for now. That's why I spent a little bit more time with it, as I wanted it to be a good one, which I hope I have achieved. So now you are very welcome to share your opinions about my concept ideas as well as your own ideas in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day and see you.